Welcome to Half the Battle. Well, summer is ending, so that means this will be the last time we look at a small vehicle for a while. But boy, do I have one for you!
Meet the Battle Blitz. This vehicle was released in 2003 with all original parts. Now, normally this toy wouldn't qualify for an episode, since I normally only pick small vehicles or playsets that didn't come with an action figure, and this one did. It came with a version of Grunt, but we won't be talking about that character or his toys here.
No, this thing deserves its own episode, and you'll know why before the end.
And first impressions? It looks like a toy. Yeah, I mean, it is a toy, but I'm talking about what it looks like if it were a real life-sized vehicle. And it would still look like a toy. I feel this thing should have pedals at the bottom so kids could ride it. It's a rectangular block on wheels.
Not very inspiring.
The camo pattern is nice, I guess. It's also the only real detailing you get on the plastic. The rest of it relies on the stickers, of which there are plenty, like on the headlights and as instruments in the cockpit. The biggest sticker is the G.I.Joe logo on the front. And now, this is just my personal opinion, but this is the ugliest G.I. Joe logo they've ever designed. They tried to blend the original logo for the 12-inch line with the real American Hero one, and it doesn't work for me, like, at all.
It's just so weird, you know?
Another weird thing, on the top of the vehicle, there's this round peg-like thing, and I have no idea what it's supposed to be. The instructions don't mention it either. Maybe it's supposed to be one of those flashing lights like you see on emergency vehicles? Or maybe it's a peg that was supposed to have a gun or rocket launcher or something attached to it, but was scrapped as a play feature? I just don't know.
Speaking of play features, the Battle Blitz does have a few.
The wheels move. But just like a helicopter should have moving blades, a vehicle that has wheels should bloody well have moving ones. That's not a feature, that's a basic standard. The antenna can move a little over 180 degrees, which actually is a nice feature. Also, it has an armor plate that can pop up to protect the driver.
Hallelujah!
Hasbro has finally listened to my bitching about the Havoc. In 2003, a full decade before I started the bitching.
Hey, I have an infinity gauntlet. Don't tell me it's not possible.
Anyway, those were the good features. Now for the bad ones. This is a sound attack vehicle.
Allow me to explain.
Vehicles in the Joe vs. Cobra line, as well as some from Spy Troops, had a sound chip in them. Sort of like the old sound packs from the original line, but put in vehicles. There are two buttons on the back. If you press one, you get a gun sound, the other an engine sound.
You could slot in different weapons that produce different sounds.
The Battle Blitz came with one gun. And boy, do these things always look stupid because of the tab. You could put a second weapon on the other side, but that slot isn't connected to the sound system. And they look pretty dumb attached to a vehicle. At best you could pretend the driver tied his favorite guns to his ride, I suppose.
As for the sounds, well, I demonstrate, but the batteries have stopped working on this one. I did try to find replacements, but couldn't in time.
Well, first I had to figure out where the batteries actually were in the damn toy, which was more difficult than I thought, because I couldn't even find the compartment, let alone an access point. Being a man, it naturally didn't even occur to me to look up the instructions until much later, which revealed they're behind the damn seat.
So just trust me, this thing is supposed to make sounds and stuff. I do have another toy that still has functioning sound. Here we go. Wow, isn't that just worth it?
We are not done yet, because this toy has one more feature. It's the main reason this video exists, because boy is it a dumb one.
It's so dumb in fact that it goes right back around to being awesome.
You see, the Battle Blitz didn't come with just Grunt. Oh no, it came with a second action figure.
Well, I should say technically, and I should also say action figure.
Remember those buttons on the back? Well, there's a third one. The big one in the middle disguised as fuel cans. Wanna know what happens when you press that button?
Let me show you. That was fast.
A very flat and thin guy comes out, on a frickin' sled or land luge as the packaging calls it.
Dear Lord, this is so stupidly awesome.
Look at the little guy. Look at his face. That's the look of grim determination of somebody going to his doom. Also, why does he look like a World War II German soldier? And can we call this an action figure, even on a technicality? I mean, the guy himself has no moving parts, but the sled does have moving wheels. And he is part of the mold, you can't detach him from it. So, what is he? Part man, part machine, all stupid?
I'll leave that up to you to decide.
And think about this. This guy is locked in the vehicle in a space about the size of a coffin for God knows how long, while Grunt merrily potters around the battlefield, until suddenly, phew!
Leroy Jenkins! This is insane!
This is the most baffling, incomprehensible action feature in the history of G.I. Joe! And G.I. Joe has had Play-Doh armor, think about that one. How could I not devote an episode to this glorious ball of insanity?
Anyway,
the Battle Blitz got 2 more toys. One in the same year, but recolored in a desert camo, and one in 2004 that was identical to the first, but with the sound attack feature stripped out.
Yes, this thing got 3 frickin' toys.
Overall, the vehicle itself doesn't look so great, but the addition of the sled puts this squarely in the WTF category.
With that, let's talk a little bit about the character. Yeah, there's not gonna be much here.
Let's start with the name, a Battle Blitz. The term Blitz most famously refers to the German bombing of London during World War II, though the word is just German for lightning. So, a campaign where London was bombed for over 50 days straight.
This thing. Yeah, that's the same.
Secondly, there's the packaging. It has no box art for the toy or included figure whatsoever. That's just so cheap and lazy.
If, like me, you were baffled by the sled, don't worry, the back of the card is ready for you with an explanation.
It launches a secret land luge hidden in the vehicle. It can slip in unmanned to spy on the enemy, disguised in Cobra colors, for a silent attack.
I have notes? Well, more a series of questions.
1. Those don't look like Cobra colors, so what gives? 2. If it's unmanned, what's with the guy on it? Is it a dummy meant to fool Cobra into thinking it's one of their troops? Because I gotta tell ya, Helen Keller would call bullcrap on that. 3. If it's supposed to be unmanned, why not just have the sled without a figure mold and have room for an actual figure to lay on there? And that's all just from the back of the carded version. The boxed version, that also has no art by the way, confuses things even more by slightly changing the text. It says it can slip unmanned to spy on the enemy, or it can carry a G.I. Joe trooper for a silent attack.
That just raises further questions!
So, is it a dummy, or is it supposed to be the G.I. Joe trooper? Because there's no room for a figure with a thin red duke on there. Unsurprisingly, there's no information on who this guy is, or if he's even a character at all. If it is a Joe, then he's one without an identity. So I guess that makes him Steel Brigade then.
Yup, this is the Joe we could all be.
As far as other media go, there's nothing to say. The Battle Blitz might show up in one of those mini-comics that came with the toys at the time, but I don't have all of those, so I can't check. It was in the catalog, where they were very proud of that hidden vehicle.
Oh yeah, they advertised that feature with ill-deserved confidence.
And that was the Battle Blitz. It's beautifully bizarre, awesomely awful, and a good way to end the summer. Yes, we've seen our last small vehicle for a while.
We drank the last of the summer wine and are now heading into September. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?